Nobody notices the quiet one. Not until the tyrant with the clipboard picks the wrong house. My name's Mara Voss. I file easements for a living. Boring job. Boring car. Nobody at Hollow Pines HOA knew that the road running through their subdivision, the one they drove on every single day, had my name on the deed. They were about to find out the hard way. It started with a planter. Denise Kowalski, HOA president, self-appointed sheriff of Hollow Pines, pulled up in her white Yukon, clipboard in hand. "Ma'am, your hydrangeas are encroaching the right-of-way. Per Section 4.2 of the Covenant, landscaping within 10 feet of the roadway requires board approval." I smiled. "That's not your right-of-way, Denise, that's my road." She laughed. Actually laughed. "Cute. I'll note the violation." She wrote something on the clipboard. She always wrote something on the clipboard. 3 days later, a certified letter. $50 fine. Unauthorized landscaping obstruction, private roadway, per HOA bylaws 4.2. Private roadway. That word again. Like repetition made it true. I didn't argue. I paid it. $50 is nothing compared to what I already knew, and they didn't. The road wasn't private HOA property. It was a recorded private easement granted by my grandfather in 1978 to the original developer, revocable, held in my family's name for 46 years. Hollow Pines didn't own the road under their own street signs. They borrowed it. From me. I said nothing. I let the clipboard write. 2 weeks later, the Yukon again. Denise, arms crossed, clipboard against her chest like a shield. "We're restriping the road next month. You'll need to move your vehicles during work hours." "It's my road, Denise. Per Section 4.2, the HOA maintains all roadways within you don't maintain it. You've never maintained it." "I do." Her jaw tightened. "We'll have you towed if you don't comply. Try it." She got back in the Yukon. Didn't say another word, just wrote on the clipboard and drove off. Friday night I heard machinery. Metal on asphalt. I looked out the window and saw 2 contractors in HOA-branded vests sinking steel bollards into the pavement right across the mouth of my driveway, right across the only road in or out of Hollow Pines. No permit posted. No notice. No signature from me. By morning, 6 bollards stood in a neat row, padlocked chain between them, a laminated sign zip tied to the center post, road closed per HOA Board Order Section 4.2. Denise's SUV idled at the end of the block, watching, clipboard on the dash. She thought she'd boxed in one house. She'd boxed in 140. Here's what nobody at Hollow Pines ever bothered to check. The easement my grandfather signed in 1978 didn't just grant right-of-way. It granted a license revocable, at the sole discretion of the easement holder, meaning me, for public and resident use of that road. Revocable meant exactly what it sounded like. I called my office first thing, not the HOA's lawyer. Mine. I'd drafted documents like this 100 times for other people. This time I drafted one for myself. "I want a formal notice of easement revocation," I told my colleague. "Effective immediately. Cite the obstruction as breach of the license terms. Installing permanent fixtures without consent voids their access rights under paragraph 6. By 10 a.m., the notice was recorded with the county. By 11, it was taped to every bollard. At noon, Denise showed up. No clipboard this time. Just her phone, filming. "You can't do this. People live here. Kids need to get to school. You put the bollards up, Denise, not me. I just made it legal. This is insane. We'll sue. You'll lose." Section 4.2 doesn't apply to a road you don't own. Read your own covenant sometime. It references the road as the private easement granted by Voss Family Trust. Your bylaws cite my grandfather by name. She went pale. She hadn't read it. Nobody on the board ever had. They'd copy-pasted Section 4.2 into letters for 15 years without once pulling the original recorded document. 2 hours later, cars were backed up past the Hollow Pines entrance. Parents couldn't get kids to school pickup. A moving truck sat stranded, engine running, driver on the phone with dispatch. Someone had called the county sheriff about road blockage causing a public safety hazard, and the sheriff's report named the HOA, not me, as the party responsible for the obstruction, since I hadn't installed anything. I'd only exercised a legal right recorded in black and white. A local news van showed up around 3. Denise, cornered on her own front lawn, tried one more time. This is a private roadway maintained by the Hollow Pines Homeowners Association, per Section 4.2, the reporter cut her off. Ma'am, county records show this road is a private family easement, not HOA property. Were you aware of that? Denise didn't answer. The clip aired that night. It's still circulating. Then the accomplice cracked. The HOA treasurer, a quiet man named Phil who'd sat through 3 years of board meetings saying nothing, sent me an email. Forwarded internal messages. Denise had known about the easement filing for over a year. A prior board member had flagged it and been voted off for creating unnecessary conflict. She'd buried it. She'd installed the bollards anyway, hoping I'd fold like everyone else had. I didn't fold. I forwarded everything to the county and to the news. Within the week, the bollards were gone, removed at HOA. Expense under order of the county. Denise resigned as president 2 days after the news segment aired. 2 board members followed her out. The HOA was fined for the unpermitted installation and for the obstruction that stranded residents for 6 hours. A new board was elected within the month. The first item on their agenda was formally re-recording a proper easement agreement with me, with actual terms, actual maintenance responsibilities, and my signature on it this time. It stayed out of court, over almost as fast as it started. Just paperwork, finally done right. I sat on my porch that Sunday with a coffee. Traffic moved past. Slow and ordinary again. No bollards. No clipboard. There was no triumph in it. Just tired, in the way you get after something petty finally ends. Denise wasn't a villain in some movie. She was just a woman with a laminator and too much time who mistook a piece of paper for power she never checked. I watched a kid 2 houses down chalk a crooked little map of the street onto the sidewalk driveways, mailboxes, a stick figure dog. Nobody's road but everybody's street, drawn by someone who'd never once worried about who owned it. That felt like the actual ending, not the news clip. That chalk drawing. So here's my question for you. If you found out tomorrow that some rule you'd been bullied with your whole life was never actually real, would you have called it out on day 1, like I probably should have? Or would you have let it slide, the way I did, until it went too far? Tell me in the comments. I'll read every one.